Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Alicia George. In our top stories, police investigate shooting incident in Back Estate. 2014 Heritage Day to be staged in Capuchin. From the region, corruption charges against Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel withdrawn. And internationally, U.S. hits ISIS oil targets in Syria. Details of these and other stories will follow right after the break. Welcome back. Police are investigating a shooting incident which occurred in the community of Back Estate on Thursday, which left one man hospitalized. According to reports, at about 9:30 a.m., two masked men who rode to the community on a scooter opened fire on another young man who was alleged to have been engaged in brush cutting near the main road at the time. The victim then ran into a lane near the construction site of the ongoing construction of the Chinese-funded low-income housing project, where he fell in the bushes shouting for help. A resident of Back Estate who resides near the crime scene said he heard 3 gunshots, then saw the victim running from the 2 masked shooters who attempted to pursue the victim, but stopped and rode off on a motor scooter. He said he immediately called the police, who responded to the incident. Another Back Estate resident said she was on the road at the time of the incident when she heard the gunshots, but was of the view that it was a noise from the Chinese working near her home. However, when she heard the ambulance, she realized it was otherwise. SAT TV News will provide an update as soon as more information is available. Several activities have been planned for Heritage Day 2014, expected to be hosted in the community of Capuchin on Sunday, October 19th. The day will begin with Mass at 10:30 a.m., followed by an exhibition. Olivet Bourgeois, chairman of the Heritage Day Committee, said these activities form part of 2 grand events expected to take place at the Kana Heritage Park.
There will also be a cultural gala at the entrance of the community near the bus stop. We will be graced with performances by the Karina Cultural Group, Posse Culture Pan, Paybush Cultural Group, the primary schools in the area, the churches, and of course our very own the Capuchin Cultural Group.
One elder will also be recognized for their outstanding contribution to the preservation and development of culture in Capuchin. Chairman of the Clifton Capuchin Kokoi Village Council, Augustine Ogis, says the community is ready to host the event.
As the chairman of the council, I must say that the council is working hard with the committee in order to put things in place. We are almost there, we are ready. I'm just waiting for a few more things to be put in place to get going on the way.
The celebration of Heritage Day officially opens Creole Week in Dominica. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Chairman Gregory Rabes said Heritage Day has always been focused on celebrating the culture and traditions of the island. Rabes also pointed out that Creole Day is one of Dominica's most important contributions to the international community.
In those days, in the 80s, you will recall that we had established Journée Creole, which became International Creole Day, October 28th. So that is one of Dominica's important contribution to the international Creole movement, the establishment of International Creole Day. Matter of fact, the international movement of Creole speaking countries took the decision, I think it was in 1983, at a conference in Lafayette University in Louisiana, in the United States. And this was sort of patterned on the example of Dominica.
Hard work certainly paid off for a number of employees of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, DSWMC, who were recognized on Wednesday. Anna Pierre, Human Resource Officer of the corporation, presented the deserving individuals with certificates during an exhibition as part of the corporation's week of activities on Wednesday.
The first segment is for 10 years of continuous and dedicated service to the Solid Waste Management Corporation. As we hear names, you come forward, please. The first one goes to Mr. Alvin Drummond for 10 years of continuous service. Mr. Anders Matthew. Mr. Irwin Rafa. Mr. James Ansel. Mr. Joseph Henry. Ms. Josiane George. Mr. Vivian Charles.
Employees in the administration department were recognized for outstanding and dedicated service to the corporation.
The first award goes to Ms. Loretta Frank for hard work. The second one goes to Mrs. Giselle Henry. We are recognizing from the collections department at the moment for their hard work as well. We have Mr. Joseph Ipoli, driver. Mr. Davidson Charles, truck attendant.
The Portsmouth crew of the corporation, consisting of David Paul, Davis Walsh, and Jean Desiree, was also recognized for their hard work in keeping the town clean. The mechanics of the corporation were also recognized for their dedicated work in maintaining and repairing the equipment, while the staff of the landfill was also recognized.
The week of activities 2014, without some of our staff, we will not be here today. All the events, all the decoration, everything that has been going on from Monday and even before, we want to thank you for your efforts. We know that you worked really, really hard. We will not be able to give you no money or a trip or so, but we'll be appreciating you for your efforts. So, first of all, we call Mr. Jason Sorrento, Ms. Carol Wilson, Ms. Loretta Frank, and Mrs. Giselle Henry. Thank you. You know, there's a saying that goes sometimes, better late than never.
Larissa Frank and Cara Wilson were also recognized for their hard work in decorating the corporation's float for last year's carnival. Solid waste is not garbage anymore, says Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Rouillet, who spoke at an exhibition organized by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation on Wednesday. She said tins, plastic, breakable bottles, paper and cardboard, tires and scrap metal can all be utilized to make things.
The reuse and recycling of these items will certainly lessen the amount of waste which goes to the landfill and ensure that vectors such as mosquitoes and rats have no place to hide. It will help us control diseases such as dengue, leptospirosis, and chikungunya. This Free-House exhibition in collaboration with schools demonstrates the effectiveness of our joint efforts at educating our youth about the importance of solid waste management.
Ray said research has revealed if students are taught healthy habits at an early age, it is more likely that such habits will be sustained in the future. She also stated if students are taught the benefits of preserving the nature island, it is more likely that they will appreciate the environment.
While this activity will showcase students, all Dominicans must be taught that solid waste is not just waste anymore, but can assist in national development. The changing of the attitudes and minds of our people towards proper solid waste management must begin at an early stage at the school, and this exhibition is evidence of that commendable initiative. We should applaud the work of the corporation and more specifically Mr. Geno Jacob, Public Relations Officer, who has spearheaded the school projects.
She also commended the students for their hard work on the exhibit, which shows creativity using solid waste, and is looking forward to a continuation of such efforts in the other schools.
We are hopeful that the lessons you have learned as students at your school will be taught and practiced at your homes. You must be willing to teach your parents, neighbors, and friends about proper waste management. You must continue to be guardians of the environment. The environment is your responsibility, whether you're at school, on the playground, on the seashore, or at home.
Some of the schools contributing to the exhibition included the St. Luke's Primary, the Goodwill Primary, and the Convent Preparatory. The exhibition was part of the corporation's week of activities observed under the theme Too Good to Waste, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, which will come to a close on Saturday. When we return, participants of Make Something to Sell are awarded for their contributions. Welcome back. The Dominica Manufacturers Association, DMA, has sought to partner with its counterpart in Martinique to launch a new edge in its drive to get more persons involved in the industry. Speaking at the DMA's third annual general meeting, Jean-Yves Bonnier, president of DMA, said they have initiated talk with the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development on an exchange program that should realize an increase in youth participation.
The DMA has approached the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development here in Dominica to explore an exchange program for students of Martinique and Dominica involved in agro-manufacturing. And we expect a positive response from the ministry, but I can tell you that the Martinique and they are already ready for us.
According to Bonnet, DMA has identified a vocational high school in Martinique with equipment in agro-manufacturing, which have expressed interest in working with the association.
It is critical, in fact, that these students get to know each other, work together, improve their foreign language skills, and help build the Caribbean of tomorrow. This is how I believe the industry can begin to create links for the future businesses, as well as develop potential new ideas in manufacturing.
Bonnier said the association has also begun discussions with manufacturing associations in Guadeloupe and St. Lucia. Meanwhile, participants of the Make Something to Sell summer program were awarded on Wednesday for their contribution to the initiative. In July 2014, the Dominica Manufacturers Association, DMA, launched its Make Something to Sell project, where young entrepreneurs were invited to enter their ideas into a competition geared towards showcasing the innovative talents of young business-minded persons. 21-year-old Linva Ambu and Kelly Regis won the overall competition with Choco Dominique, an instant cocoa powder made of local cacao. Speaking at the DMA's third annual general meeting, Jean-Yves Bonnier, president of DMA, said the association believes in the ability of the youth to develop the sector in Dominica.
This year we decided to put the spotlight on young innovators, people we call tomorrow's leaders, and probably the future of our manufacturing sector. We have great expectations about their ability to steer the necessary changes in technologies used, in human resources management, and in a sustainable approach of research and development.
The DMA is currently working with 85 manufacturers on island. The DMA president recognized manufacturing as an important economic driver that could help improve the overall status of the national economy, but said in order to make the industry more attractive to young entrepreneurs, the association must steer from the negative perception of manufacturing in Dominica.
And a lot of what you hear about the manufacturing sector is bad news. But I want you to know that there is indeed some positive. For example, investment made by the manufacturing industry collectively accounts for the majority of our research and development investments. This ultimately improves both manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors.
During the AGM, the association also launched its manufacturing sector magazine entitled DMA Digest and presented its new executives. Principals, teachers, and aspiring teachers in schools across Dominica will be celebrated on October 1st at the Excellence in Education Awards ceremony. The Excellence in Education Awards, held every 2 years, is designed to celebrate and publicly acknowledge the achievements of outstanding principals, teachers, and schools in Dominica. This year, the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development will award schools for outstanding work in agriculture, visual and performing arts, culture, sports, and innovation. His Excellency the President Charles Sabre and Mrs. Sabre, the Honorable Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, government ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and senior government officials are expected to attend the function. The National Bank of Dominica Limited is the sponsor of this year's Excellence in Education Awards. A surge in tourist visits is needed in Dominica for the next few months in order to attain the Discover Dominica Authority's goal of 90,000 stay-over visitors by 2015. This is according to Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper, who said the country is slightly behind in achieving its goal.
We currently through July are up about 6.4% for this year. Yeah? And so our goal is 84,000 this year. And we're at this point in time kind of tracking just a little behind that. So let's hope we have a good September, October, November, December. The 2 worst months of the year for visitation are in fact September and November. So it depends on what we do in both of those months that will really drive how we end up for 2014.
Piper hopes to get at least 83,000 to 84,000 stayover visitors ending 2014. That would be the foundation to build upon a larger base for growth in 2015. He said the DDA is currently assessing the stayover visits for August of this year, which will be made public very soon.
You know, if over the next 4 weeks, you know, we do a great job in terms of looking at this whole sustainability initiatives, and we're able to implement some of the things that we're talking about over the next, 6 to 9 months. This initiative in and of itself may in fact play a part in helping us to communicate the story about Dominica better and to a larger audience, and which may in fact result in some visitors coming to the island.
Dominica registered a total of 78,255 stayover visitors in 2013. This has been the local segment of the news.